T20 test on one day. India, England, Australia. A four-up lucky big three-side slayer. What a player! What a player! What a player! Discussing zinger bells and white balls to hells. Baggy greens for all from New South Wales. Is the RPL heaven or hell? Will the 100 fail or do quite well? What a player! What a player! What a player!
Hello and welcome to Waadaplaya. This Salah Cup is our TSCK series where we'll review match 16 of IPL 2021 played between the Royals, the Rajasthan Royals and RCB in Mumbai. And my word, that is some win by RCB. Rajasthan Royals have got an absolute hammering. 4 out of 4 for Kohli's team, and RCB are looking like the team to beat this IPL. Joining me, Sanjay, is two Waadaplaya in-house experts who are RCB gung-ho fans, Vishak and Srinivas. Guys, what a win. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was a great win. Pretty much one-sided. We were in the game right from the beginning. We had a good power play to start with, and game was completely under our control.
Vishak, Isala Cup namde Guru.
Pakka Isala Cup namde. So it was a very dominant performance. If last match we thought was convincing, this was more convincing than that. So we are getting better each game at the moment. So it's good signs, and we are back at the top of the table where we belong.
Srini, question marks around Devdutt Padikkal's strike rate last year, and even the first 2 games he played. It was, whether he's going to score or not. Wankhede pitch suited his batting, and boy, what a brilliant knock it was.
Yeah, it was suiting him very well. It suited his game. And talking about strike rate, yeah, there was always a question mark about his strike rate. There was no question mark about his classic elegant batting, but yeah, strike rate was always a question. But today, the shots which he picked was absolutely phenomenal. And the strike rate, almost he was going for 10 per over for the first 10 overs. So it was really amazing.
Vishak, Samson saying our batsmen did really well to get a score on the board, and they did really well to chase without losing a wicket. I thought 170 is well below par, but considering the start Rajasthan got, at least they saved face.
Yes, the kind of start they had 18 for 3 and then 42 for 4. I think they did well to get to 177. I think Dubey played a very good knock. It was a matured knock. He did not take much risks. And he still was scoring at a good strike rate of around 150 odd. So it was a good innings. And again, Rahul Tewatia at the end helped them to get to that score. But anyways, as you mentioned, 170 was a subpar score on this wicket, and 200 plus was a must. Look, the way RCB batted, even like they would look like they would have chased 200 plus on this wicket. The way they batted, it was fantastic.
This is absolutely ominous sign. I have never seen an RCB team come into a tournament winning 4 in a row and looking so strong. Looks like they are the team to watch out for. 1 and 2 spot looks definitely something which they cannot go below. Srini?
Yeah, definitely. With the current form, they shouldn't be going to anywhere apart from top 1 and top 2. Hope they continue this good form. Let's see how it goes.
I see one thing they should be beware of. Even last season, if you see around when we had played 10 matches, we were still in the top 2. Around when we played 10 matches, I guess. And then we lost 5 on the bounce, making a lot of changes. That's where we should be beware of. Like, keep sticking to the winning game, keep sticking to the winning formula, and go ahead with it. Otherwise, like, you should not lose momentum. This game is long. This is just 4. We are just 4 games into the tournament. This is a marathon again. So we need to wait, and we need to go ahead and kind of get the win.
Lots of comments coming around. Lots of comments coming in around Devdutt Padikkal, what a talent he is. Syed pointing out that if he has a couple of years of consistency, he might be knocking on India doors. He looks the deal basically. The way he bats, I think he could be a proper test batsman as well. Forget T20, but yeah, brilliant to see him come good. Rajasthan Royals, Vishak, talking about them, looks like Punjab and Rajasthan Royals are the team that's going to end up in the bottom, well into the bottom half of the table.
Definitely, those are the two teams which look a little low. Like they don't have their star player. Rajasthan Royals are lacking the two star players in Ben Stokes and Jofra Archer. Definitely, Jofra Archer is a big miss for them. The way he bowls, even if you see the last season, right? He was the MVP last season, and he is a very good performer for them. And Ben Stokes, we all know what a quality player he is. So they're missing those two quality players in the middle, and that is clearly evident there. And even if you see David Miller, right, he's kind of a hit and miss player. Even for South Africa, he's not performing that much. And in the IPL, I don't remember any substantial innings from him except that 100 he scored for Kings 11 Punjab against RCB. So other than that, I don't see any substantial innings from him which he has played in IPL. So I think their middle order is a little bit at top out. And Sanju Samson, we have to mention, he's completely inconsistent. So that is one thing. That is why people question that why he is in and out of the team. This is the main reason. He has to churn in a lot of runs, be consistent, get around 700 to 800 runs in a season. That is when he can get into the team. So there are lots of problems for Rajasthan Royals. And again, Punjab Kings, we all know. Like their batting is not clicking. It's a power-packed batting order. You see, mainly the problem is that overseas players are not clicking. The 4 overseas players are flopping. So that's where the big problem is.
Yeah, I agree. Srini, in terms of Rajasthan Royals batting, although they lost Archer and Ben Stokes, Archer, they're obviously struggling in the bowling department maybe, but Ben Stokes was never someone who contributed too much with the bat. So in a sense, Miller sort of filled that role. How much is an issue with this top order of Rajasthan Royals? Do you see maybe Yashasvi Jaiswal coming in place of Manan Vora next games?
Yeah, maybe we could try that option. David Miller has to click. It's been long time he hasn't played well except for one game. So I think he has to pitch in. He has to take up the responsibility in that lineup. I think any team will perform well if Indian batsman plays well. Forget about the overseas batsman. Overseas, it gives a good strength, but team's success will always depend on how well Indian batsman plays. That's where most of the teams are successful. So with that point, on Yashasvi Jaiswal should be coming in, and along with him, Sanju Samson should also start contributing. He is becoming one match wonder season after season. He starts well and suddenly he drops off. He has to be consistent. He has to perform well in each and every game.
Yeah, you look at him bat and he's so elegant, so graceful, and you think like, how can he not get more runs? He gets out to really soft dismissal. Vishak Devdutt Padikkal is the man of the match. Fast forwarding to 10 months down the line, is he potentially one of the ones who RCB could retain? That's one of the questions by Ajay, I think.
That's a difficult choice. It's too early to say because we don't know what would be the retention policies and how it would be. So it's like too early to talk. But I think if RCB get to retain around 3 Indian players, he should definitely be one of them. Yeah. He, Chahal and DDP, Kohli himself, then Chahal and DDP should be retained if there are 3 Indian players.
Yeah, quick word on Devdutt Padikkal. Virat Kohli saying it was an outstanding innings. He batted really well for his last time as well. Bit of a talk about accelerating 40-50. This was the best way to put it to rest. Great talent, and really look forward to his future. Why David Miller? Only David Miller. Joss Butler is okay to fail is the question from Syed Srini.
Even he should. We cannot say that he can take an off day every time, but yeah, each one should step up.
Yeah, Vishak, yesterday Ajay did comment and I missed that comment with Livingston going back home due to bio-bubble fatigue and whatnot. Is there any foreign bench strength they have in terms of batting department? Anything they can do to turn things around?
I don't think so. If you look at it, they have lost 3 foreign players already in that case. Livingston, Stokes and Archer. We don't know when Archer is coming back, and they have only 5 foreign players, out of which 4 are already playing. So the fifth one is Andrew Tye. So they don't have a backup batsman. So like even if they have to play at least 4 players, whoever is playing, or maybe they can drop Mustafizur and get in Andrew Tye. That's the maximum they can do at the moment.
Yeah, just
So this is a big blow for them, because even Livingston going back is actually a big blow. And talking about Butler, he has performed in the recent past. I think last game also he batted pretty decently, unless he got a ripper of a delivery. But I think it was, see, you cannot expect one player to perform always. I agree, because he has been he has been the big player for them, and he has to take the lead now, because you're missing 3 foreign players out of 8, and when there are only 5, and he is the top batsman right now, and he definitely has to take the lead at the moment.
And it's a bit unfortunate as well because of COVID restrictions. I don't think there's any way any replacement would come in and be able to fit into the bubble and whatnot. Quick word from Devdutt Padikkal, just to remind everyone, and this is an indication of how times are. He was actually COVID positive just before the tournament started. So he missed the first game, came into the bubble, and then he scored the runs. He said no real tension where the 100 came. I told Virat to go for it. At the end of the day, even I didn't get 100, it wouldn't have mattered to me as long as the team. This is what I love about Virat Kohli. He sees someone else is going great guns and he's just knocking the ball around, giving the strike back to Devdutt Padikkal, and he loves his teammates doing well, Srini.
Yes, definitely. If you look at the innings that Kohli played, he never took any risk in his innings. He always took a single and gave the strike to Devdutt Padikkal. I think till Devdutt was around 80 or 85, we never saw any over-the-air shots from Kohli, apart from 2 or 3 missed hits. So he was always hitting in the ground, finding his boundaries now and then, or mostly it was all singles. And he used to give a good amount of strike for Devdutt. It was good backing for Devdutt's innings. And also, when one side the batter is hitting well, why take risk? He could just pass on.
Finally, it looks
and not
like
that Virat Kohli was too slow as well. Initially, maybe because Padikkal was going, he was just turning on the strike. But at one stage, he was around 30 of 26. And if you see at the end, he's 72 of 47. He has literally, at one point, he scored 25 or 30 runs, and Padikkal did not get a strike at all. He was just hitting every ball for a 4 or 6 at that point of time. That's the quality of Virat Kohli. If he gets set, he can just accelerate at any point of time.
Yeah, Virat Kohli's learned a lot of things from MSD, as Syed's pointed out. Also, I loved his captaincy. Remember yesterday, KKR, Owen Morgan, with all this matchup business, he went ahead with spin to start with, whereas Siraj and who was the other guy who bowled, they really did well at the start and picked up those crucial wickets. I think that's where Rajasthan Royals lost the game more than not being able to defend 170 odd score, Visha.
Definitely, it was Siraj. Siraj has been pretty impressive now, because the way he has grown like into confidence, right? Sleeps and bonds. The way he was 2 seasons ago. I think last IPL he was pretty decent, not that great. But after the Australia series and the confidence he has gained, he has been a completely different bowler. Even in the last game, we saw the kind of Yorkers he bowled to Andre Russell. Today, I was little disappointed with his last over. He was not trying Yorkers, he was going for length balls. Other than that, his first spell was pretty, it was too good, and he rocked Rajasthan with that spell.
And what I really like, Srini, about Virat Kohli's captaincy, just to extend this discussion, because I am a big fan of Virat Kohli. So rather than not giving the third over to Harshal Patel, he went for a lot of runs in his first 10 balls. He backed him and he gave him the last over as well. Although Jair Richardson, who had a much less economy rate, had another over left. But backing youngsters is something crucial. And Harshal Patel, as we know, is the purple cap holder for now.
Yeah, definitely. Harshal is a good addition for us, no doubt about that. There were questions when he went for a lot of run in his first over, I guess, first or second over, but still he came back in his death overs. He was absolutely phenomenal in that. Back to where he used to bowl in the Chennai pitch, so it was really good. And again, credit must be given to Virat Kohli for backing him up, even after going for 20 runs or so in the first spell.
It's been a brilliant day for all you fantasy lovers, people picking or having a tough time ABD, Glenn Maxwell not getting a bat, Devdutt Padikkal coming out of nowhere getting 100, people using boosters for ABD and whatnot. Who are these people, Vishak?
Myself, I used a booster on ABD, and I made Glenn Maxwell as captain. So it's okay. It doesn't matter. I don't get fantasy points, but at least the RCB won the match. That's what matters at the end.
Vishak, also at one point, I thought that maybe they would go with Saini rather than Jai Richardson or even Daniel Sams, as Ajay has been saying since yesterday, that a left-arm bowling option might be good. But they went ahead with Jai Richardson. He did okay.
You mean Kane Richardson? Richardson, right?
Kane Richardson, yes.
Yeah, Kane Richardson has been a very good death bowler, actually, if you see. Even for Australia, he is a death over specialist. So I think I was even pretty surprised he was not used at the death today. But it was good that Harshal Patel also clicked. But he is actually a good addition. If you see this Mumbai pitch, maybe it was just his first game. I want Virat Kohli to back him and bowl in the death. He should be continued, and he should be continued to be bowling in the death. He's actually a good prospect he's been with RCB for 2 seasons, and he can definitely deliver if he gets a chance.
Yeah, big game coming up on Sunday. CSK versus RCB, if I'm not wrong. Sunday, Kaveri Derby will be a good one, Srini.
Yes, definitely. And it's a 3:30 game. So let's see if it's a go green match. Looking forward to it. And yeah, this is biggest match so far for RCB. Hope we end up in a good note. It should not. You remember what happened last time? Last season, after 10 matches, we were in good position, and 11th match was against CSK. And after CSK match, we couldn't bounce back. So hope this season it doesn't happen like that, and we still end up in the winning side.
Vishak, I think RCB are loving playing away from number Bangalore. The pitches there, their death bowling was really questionable when we played in Bangalore. But last year and even this year, playing away from Bangalore seems to have helped, but maybe their team has got better.
Yeah, I think this time, if you see, right, we have a lot of bowling options. We have around 7 to 8 bowling. Even Maxwell can bowl. Maxwell has not been utilized. He can bowl at the top. Usually, if you see, Australia use him as an opening bowler. So he can bowl, except ABD, Virat and Devdutt Padikkal. Everybody in the team can bowl. So that's the strength of this team at the moment. So that's what we lacked over the seasons till last year. And we have 7 to 8 bowlers now, and captain has a lot of choices to go for. If you see, even today, Shahbaz Ahmed, in the last 2 games, Shahbaz Ahmed hasn't bowled a single over. And he is the one who got us into the playoffs last year with that economical spell. And even if you see one of the matches, right, he took three wickets in an over. So he's also a good bowler, and he has not been utilized. So that shows the strength of the bowling that RCB has this season. But I will still be interested. This is just the first game in Mumbai. These are belter of pitches. I would be interested to see how RCB bowlers back when somebody we put on a good total, and how when they go on chasing, right, how we go about. So that is something I would be interested in seeing.
They've ticked all the boxes so far. Quick word on, again, coming back to the retention, Srinivasan Sayyed pointing out that would Devdutt Padikkal be retained just like Sarfaraz was done a few years ago? Potentially. Is that possible?
I think retention will be a tough task because there are a lot of match winners for us this time. Earlier, we could easily pick who are our retention players, but this time we have a lot of players. So we need to wait and see what will be the retention policy, how many can be retained, how many RTMs will be there, if at all there is RTM. So it's still a long way to go for that. So let's see. But I think Devdutt has to be retained.
I mean,
Devdutt should be first choice over Siraj.
I personally think it's too far away at this point. Lots of comments coming around retention. It's too far away. And I can't look beyond Maxwell, ABD and Virat Kohli. I can't see anyone else getting retained unless Maxwell has a car crash from now on and doesn't perform. Virat and ABD are absolutely certain unless ABD decides to hang up his boots. Wow. So let's quickly look at the point.
A quick word. If I don't see Virat. I don't see ABD playing for 3 or 4 seasons going forward. He is 36 already. So I think RCB should release him and get him back in the auction rather than retaining him. If you're retaining him, it'll be like you're paying around 15 or 18 crores for him if you're retaining him as the second player. So I don't think any player would, any team would get him for that 15 crores or something for just one season or not 2 seasons. So it would be a wise move if they can actually get him as get him with this thing RTM. That would be a very good option.
He's going to play till 45. He's super fit. If MSD can play till 40, I don't see any reason why, someone like an ABD who's so fit and delivering with the bat as well can play 40 maybe. If he wants to, that's the thing. Okay, let's quickly look at the points table. All you RCB fans, this is absolutely brilliant for you. Vishak.
Yeah, I did mention yesterday that we are going to top the table yesterday and we have topped it again. So, yeah, and Sunday's game is going to be again a clash for the table topper. We will see how that game goes. And tomorrow also we have an interesting game coming up. Sanjay, yeah.
Yeah, so Punjab versus Mumbai. Looks like Punjab and Rajasthan Royals quickly fighting for the last spot, Srini.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Punjab actually, except for 2 matches. Punjab is batting very well, but their main problem is in their bowling. They don't have any good bowler in them. Yeah, Shami is there, but Shami is not up to the mark. So they have to find something quickly to fix their bowling issues. That is where they are lacking. Batting not at all a problem. Yeah, there are little bit problem in the middle order for them. Puran is not getting runs, but any day he can step up and score runs. But their main issue is in their bowling. They absolutely don't have any strength in their bowling, so they have to improve it.
Yeah. Vishak, do you think Punjab are going to potentially look at someone like a David Milan? Because Puran and Chris Gayle both have been big flop. There's obviously lots of meme going around. Puran's got golden, diamond, silver, all kinds of ducks this season so far.
Yeah, I think Puran has been in terrible form. After the T10 tournament, he played in Sri Lanka and one more tournament, I think. He was a complete flop in those tournaments for West Indies as well. And coming into this tournament, he was in terrible form. And he has played 4 matches and he has got 9 runs. And those 9 runs came in just one game. And one match, I agree, he was a little unlucky where he was taken by a terrific catch first ball. It was in his first game. All others have been like poor dismissals. So he looks in terrible form. I think Chris Gayle is still a match winner for you. If he gets going, he will win a match single-handedly. But I think they should look for someone like a David Malan. But their main problem has been their bowling. They are not getting their combinations right. You see, either they play 6 batsmen and 5 bowlers, and their 5 bowlers can't do the job. Yesterday, they tried to extend last game, they tried to extend their batting and went in with only 3 bowlers and 2 bits and pieces players. So they are not able to get their combination right. And I'm baffled, like they're not selecting Ravi Bishnoi still. Like, I don't know what is the point.
Be seen. I don't know where he is hiding. He's nowhere to be seen. But yeah, it looks like potentially lopsided contest. Mumbai are quite strong. And Srini, I think Mumbai are going to roll over them unless there's something upset, some upset coming tomorrow from Rajasthan, from Punjab Kings.
I don't think it's a no contest. I think it's a no contest. It's easy. It should be an easy win for Mumbai with their current form. So everyone is playing well in Mumbai, exactly opposite to what's happening in the Punjab team. But one thing what they can do to improve their batting, to improve their middle order, is maybe they can ask Gayle to open the bat, and maybe KL can come at number 3 or number 4. Maybe that would help in putting up more runs on the board. There's a talk about the strike rate of KLR. That's because they don't have good strength in the middle order. So maybe if they put Gayle in the opening slot and KL comes down the order at number 3 or number 4, maybe that may work out to them. So that's one thing they should think about.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that pans out. To be honest, for the tournament's sake, we need Rajasthan and Punjab to start winning some games. Otherwise, this is very quickly becoming a 6-team contest. And if RCB is going to run away with 6-7 wins, then it'll end up becoming just 4-5 teams trying for that 2-3 spot. Any last word on RCB? Any holes, Vishak, they need to fill going forward, you think?
I think the team is pretty settled. I don't think we should fill any holes or something at the moment. The only thing I would be hopeful is that no changes to the winning combinations. Where Virat Kohli is famous of doing it, he keeps changing the team every game. So he doesn't do much, doesn't tinker with the 11 and keeps continuing with it, continuing with the winning combination. I know there will be bumps here and there. You cannot win 14 games on the bounce. So there will be around 2 or 3 games you would lose somewhere. You are bound to have some bad games, but still continue with the momentum. Try to get as many wins as possible in the league stage and go into the playoffs with a good momentum. Now, we are in a very good position, and we have to win only 4 out of the next 10 games to qualify. But that should not be the case. We should look at topping the table and get the momentum into the playoffs.
Yeah, all the RCB fans absolutely loving it. But yeah, I would be really disappointed if they do not finish top 2, because that's where you get that extra game. You can potentially fail and still qualify for the finals. Right. Boys, this has been fantastic. Srini, Vishak, thanks a lot. But before we go, quite an important message. As we know, things have been difficult for a lot of people around the world, especially in India. COVID cases on the rise. But hold tight. We are all in this together. We salute all the frontline workers who are in the medical department, all the other people who are contributing to the society. Hopefully, this will pass as people get vaccinated, and hopefully this will come to an end in the next few weeks. So please sit tight, have some distraction, try and watch IPL games if you want to. But even if you don't, just ensure you stay safe, stay indoors, sanitize, wear your mask, etc. For all our viewers, hopefully you are enjoying these reviews. Do drop in any feedback or comments you may have. And if you like what we do, please try and support us by subscribing to our channel. Till next time, be safe, and thanks for watching. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.